Okay, let's unpack this. AI is transforming, well, everything around us, right? But for lots of businesses, it still feels like this complex, kind of overwhelming maze. They know they need it, but they often just don't know where to start or, how to actually make it work for them.
And what's truly fascinating here is that this gap, this big space
Yeah.
between the promise of AI and the practical application for small to medium businesses, it's not just a challenge. It's actually an enormous opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not purely technical. It's really about understanding integration strategy.
Absolutely. And that's really our mission today. We want to give you a shortcut, sort of to being well-informed about this whole booming sector.
Right.
We're diving deep into the world of building an AI agency, uncovering how you might be able to bridge that gap for businesses, even if you don't think of yourself as a tech expert.
And we've pulled insights from a few places, right?
Yeah.
Like a quick start guide on building an agency and a more in-depth AI agency masterclass.
Exactly. We're aiming to bring you the most important nuggets of knowledge from those. So when you look at the current landscape, it's clear this isn't just some fleeting trend.
No, not at all.
We've seen billionaires, people like Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban, publicly saying that starting an AI agency is like the #1 business they'd launch now if they were starting from scratch. That's a huge endorsement.
It really is. And what that tells us, I think, is that the demand isn't just theoretical. It's very tangible.
Right.
And it's growing, exponentially.
Wow.
What's maybe even more remarkable is how the launch of advanced AI, like ChatGPT back in late 2022, it essentially blindsided everyone, kind of equally.
Right.
From seasoned AI academics to the huge tech companies, Google, whoever. This new wave just created an entirely level playing field.
So suddenly having years of traditional AI experience wasn't
The prerequisite, exactly. Which is precisely why this opportunity is so unprecedented. It reset the game for everyone.
But it's not just talk from billionaires, is it?
Right.
We also dug into some really fascinating real-world examples that kind of bring this to life. Which of these success stories really stood out to you, and maybe why?
Well, for me, the EY Fabric AI example is fantastic, just really illustrates the point. They completely automated a global IT organization's vendor help desk.
Wow.
Think about that. A system now provides secure info for payment, tax, other key metrics with minimal human effort. It just highlights AI's power to streamline even really complex internal stuff.
And then there's Logix, an AI legal service agency. They managed to cut contract review times by, 80%?
80%. And achieved, on average, 94% accuracy, which, you compare that to human lawyers averaging about 85%.
Get 9% difference alone in law. That's mind-boggling. What does that kind of precision mean for, the future of professional services?
It's a paradigm shift, truly. It means AI isn't just a tool for efficiency anymore. It's becoming a benchmark for accuracy that, frankly, human performance can struggle to match in certain areas. For legal pros, it probably suggests a future where human lawyers pivot, to more nuanced, strategic client-facing roles, while AI handles the bulk of the repetitive, data-heavy work. It just fundamentally redefines the job.
And that last one, Levity AI. They built a custom PDF classifier for a digital healthcare provider just drowning in documents.
Right.
And the AI virtually eliminated all that document processing work. It freed up employees for critical healthcare tasks. Think about the impact. Saving money, boosting efficiency, letting staff focus on what really matters, patient care in this case.
And this all leads us naturally to the staggering market cap. According to data from this year, 2024, there are about 1.7 million companies in the U.S., revenues between $500,000 and $10 million, that desperately need AI help. Yet there are only approximately 1,500 active AI agencies in the U.S. right now.
Wait, 1,500 agencies for 1.7 million companies?
Yeah. It's a ratio of about 1,133 companies per agency.
That's incredible. How does that compare to, say, digital marketing?
Well, to put it in perspective, digital marketing has about 54,000 agencies in the U.S. That means a ratio of about 31 small businesses per agency.
31 versus over 1,100. Wow.
The AI agency market is barely competitive in comparison. And get this whole AI automation agency model, it only really popped up around May 2023.
So it's brand new.
Very new. Our sources suggest it'll be at least 5 years, maybe more, before it even gets close to the saturation level of digital marketing. You're truly starting on the ground floor.
What does that statistic make you feel about the market right now?
Honestly, it makes me think of the early days of the internet, or maybe mobile apps. It's an almost unbelievably unique window of opportunity.
Right.
The demand is just colossal, and the supply is minuscule. It's not just about starting a business. It's like entering a new frontier with immense growth potential, before the crowd really arrives.
So, okay, on paper, it sounds almost too good to be true, this massive gap, this ground floor thing. But what exactly is an AI automation agency? And AAA, as we're calling it.
Right. So in AAA, it's basically an online business model. It's
Yeah.
focused on helping small to medium businesses automate systems, automate processes using AI tech, usually on a contract or maybe a retainer basis.
Okay.
It's about being that essential bridge for businesses who are just, frankly, overwhelmed by how fast AI is moving.
And the real magic here, this knowledge gap idea, it isn't just knowing more about AI technically, it's about being the translator, right?
Exactly.
Businesses are speaking problem, and you're speaking AI solution. The deeper your understanding of both their pain points and what AI can do, the more indispensable you become.
That's a really crucial distinction. You're not just a step ahead technically. You're the bridge between their current reality and their, AI-powered future.
Yeah.
And our sources highlight three main layers of AI services that businesses are absolutely starving for right now. First, just plain old education.
Just understanding it.
Yeah, helping them get what AI is, what it can do, what it can't do. Second is consulting, giving advice on the best AI systems for their business to get a real ROI.
Makes sense.
And finally, building and implementation, actually developing these AI systems to, reduce costs or increase sales.
Now, this raises a really important point for a lot of listeners, I think. You absolutely do not need to be an AI expert or have coding skills to start one of these agencies.
Right. That's key.
The emphasis is on explaining AI in simple terms, showing businesses where they could use it, and then helping them implement it. And a lot of successful solutions use no-code or low-code tools.
Oh, think of it like building with high-tech Legos, maybe, instead of needing to engineer every single brick from scratch.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
And the success stories really prove it. I mean, take Nick. He went from being a complete AI beginner to leading a consulting division at Morningside AI.
Wow.
In just over a year, he did an 8-week AI audit for a $200 million steel company. That's a huge leap. It just shows how quickly someone can become valuable.
And then there's Henrik. Started with zero AI or coding experience, mastered simple no-code tools, things like VoiceFlow, Relevance AI, which are platforms for building conversational AI, custom models without code.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a global voice AI developer. He apparently hit $15,000 in a single month building voice agents for major businesses. His journey really highlights the power of focusing on those practical, accessible tools.
Definitely. And Isaiah, another early community member, he leveraged his existing strong relationships, specifically in the coaching industry.
Sure.
Yeah, instead of learning all the tech stuff himself, he found a technical partner and just focused on sales. Now he's apparently earning $25,000 a month selling AI appointment setting systems to coaches, all without writing code himself.
And Liam Otley, who's the source for that masterclass content we looked at, he scaled his own agency, Morningside AI, to over $100,000 a month.
Incredible.
Yeah, landing large projects, one initial phase, over $15,000. These examples just underline that, diverse backgrounds can find success. You focus on what you do best, sales, strategy, using no-code tools, whatever it is.
So it's clear the path isn't like one size fits all, but there are definitely common threads.
Building on that, let's talk about the blueprint. Our sources lay out 5 sort of non-negotiable steps for building your AI agency. The first one is crucial: finding your unfair advantage.
Okay.
This basically means choosing a specialized niche, somewhere you already have experience or passion or a network. The more specialized you are, the easier it is to launch and find those early clients. It's almost like having a cheat code.
Exactly. Leverage what you already know. Step 2, then, is to build your knowledge gap.
Right.
And the beauty today is that knowledge is everywhere. You can learn continuously through free stuff, YouTube channels, whatever, or you can accelerate it with structured paid programs. This consistent learning just quickly expands your expertise in AI tech and strategies for your niche. It solidifies your position as that crucial translator.
Step 3 is a real game changer, I think, especially for beginners. Finding your first free clients.
Ah, the free work.
Yeah. The sources strongly recommend easing into selling by doing a few free test runs. for warm connections, friends, colleagues, family.
Mm-hmm.
This builds confidence, gets you initial case studies, and prevents that common beginner burnout from, biting off more than you can chew with big, complex, paid projects right away. It's like a low-stakes training ground.
Makes sense. Then, once you have some foundational wins, step 4 is scaling with content or ads. You need a systematic way to get leads beyond your immediate network.
Right.
Organic content, YouTube videos, LinkedIn posts, and paid advertising are key here. Morningside AI's YouTube channel, for instance, apparently gets over 1 million views a month, generates more leads than they can handle. It's about creating that predictable stream of inbound interest.
Wow. Okay, and finally, step 5, building a team.
The scaling part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our sources really emphasize this is the key to transitioning your agency from basically being a high-paying job where you do everything into a truly scalable enterprise. This means strategic hires. Virtual assistants, VAs, project managers, key developer roles at different growth stages. It's about freeing your time up to work on the business, not just in it.
These 5 steps, they're more than just a list, aren't they? They feel like a really practical roadmap, focusing on execution, leveraging strengths, systematic growth. Crucial in any fast-moving market like this.
So let's break down the scaling journey a bit more. Those phases of growth from 0 up to essentially $100,000 a month. Phase 1 is startup. That's typically 0 to maybe $5,000 a month.
Okay, the very beginning.
Yeah. If you're non-technical, your team might just be you and a freelance AI developer on rev share, maybe 20%. Technical founders might just operate solo. Focus is warm outreach, getting those first free clients, building confidence gradually. Your tech stack is super simple. Slack, Google Meet, Calendly, Stripe. Costs are low, maybe around $1,000 a month if you're hitting $5K revenue with that rev share.
Yeah, moving to early growth, that's $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Your team expands, maybe 1 to 3 freelance AI devs, still on rev share, maybe 20–30% now.
Right.
This is probably when you hire a virtual assistant, a VA, for admin support and to help scale your warm outreach. Focus shifts to scaling that outreach, maybe starting some content creation, sharing client wins to build public authority.
And tech stack.
You might add tools like Make or Zapier, those automation platforms that connect apps, automate workflows without code, and maybe Notion for documentation, like a digital workspace to organize everything. Costs at $10 a K revenue might be around $3,000 a month.
Then the establishment phase, $10,000 to $20,000 a month. This sounds like a big shift. You transition from freelancers to full-time hiring.
No, this is where it gets serious.
A senior AI developer, a junior AI developer, your VA goes full-time maybe, a part-time bookkeeper. Focus is scaling content, building an email list for consistent leads.
And this is where you eat a lot of cost, as the source puts it. Profit margins dip temporarily because of fixed salaries, maybe around 27.5% profit after expenses. You'd add an email marketing platform like ConvertKit here too.
Okay, makes sense. Then scaling, $20,000 to $50,000 a month. You bring in a CTO.
Right, a chief technology officer for technical and project management, maybe a product and client relations manager too, and a copywriter.
And the focus is
Streamlining delivery systems, bringing order to the chaos, basically. Project management tools like Jira become essential. Profit margins should start to increase again here as you get more efficient.
Got it. Finally, expansion. $50,000 to $100,000 a month. Team grows again.
Yeah, maybe expand the junior AI dev team, perhaps 3 juniors under the senior and CPO.
Yeah.
Add a CMO, chief marketing officer, maybe a consultant.
Okay.
Key here is delegating core ops and diversifying services. Go beyond just implementation. Maybe add consulting packages, education workshops, tap into new client segments.
That's quite the journey. And you mentioned costs earlier. Maybe give us a clearer picture of staffing costs. Estimated monthly starting figures.
Sure. So, roughly, a revenue share developer, that's 20–30% of project revenue. A virtual assistant, maybe around $1,000. Senior AI developer, think $8,000. Junior AI dev, $5,000. Bookkeeper finance, maybe $500 to $1,000. A CTO, that's a big one, maybe $12,000. CMO, around $6,000. Copywriter, $3,000. Product and client relations manager, perhaps $5,000. These are obviously estimates, but crucial for planning.
Definitely helpful for planning. That's a really comprehensive breakdown. Now, this raises a tactical question. Should you go general or should you niche down? Let's maybe look at the pros and cons, starting with general agencies.
Okay.
Pros seem to be, you don't need a super specific offer right away, bigger total market, you get exposed to different niches, you can be nimble, adapt, and you can always niche down later.
Right. But the cons for general agencies are significant too. You're not seen as a specialist, so lower perceived value,
Yeah.
usually lower reusability in solutions, so lower profits,
Mm-hmm.
less compounding credibility because your projects are all over the place,
Mm.
and it often requires more expensive senior developers for all those custom builds. Clients might also feel they get less bang for their buck compared to a reusable niched product.
Okay, so what about niched agencies? The pros sound pretty compelling. You are seen as a specialist, higher perceived value, higher reusability, higher profits. Clear offer for marketing makes life easier.
Lower complexity and fewer issues in delivery too, usually.
Mm.
More compounding credibility. And you can often use less expensive junior developers for delivery since the problems are more standardized.
But the cons?
Well, niche agencies are harder to start. You really need to identify and solve a genuine problem, probably build a prototype first. You also have a smaller total market, and you're less nimble if AI tech changes drastically. Your niche could become obsolete,
Right, that's a risk.
and it can be hard to generalize later once you're known as the specialist for X.
So, how do you choose? What's the advice?
Generally, a general agency is often recommended if you don't have clear niche experience or strong connections. But if you do have industry experience and a strong network, niching down is probably your best bet for quicker, more targeted success.
Okay. And there's this framework mentioned, the difficulty value matrix for finding ideal niche solutions.
Yeah, it's a useful way to think about it. You plot potential solutions based on how valuable they are to the client and how difficult they are for you to deliver.
So, low value, low difficulty.
Good for maybe upsells or bundles.
Hmm.
Low value, high difficulty, avoid those completely.
Right.
High value, hard difficulty.
Yeah.
Those can be good for big projects, but they need significant resources. Though with experience, hard can become medium for your team.
And the sweet spot, the target.
That's high value and easy to deliver. That's the low-hanging fruit you're really aiming for when niching down. Offers massive value to clients, but with less effort for your agency. It's that win-win.
Got it. Now, what's really exciting is how the future of these agencies seems to be evolving into something called the AI transformation partner model.
Yes, the 2025 shift, as the source calls it, agencies moving beyond just implementation, capturing a bigger slice of the market by providing value at multiple stages of a business's AI readiness.
Being more of a holistic guide, not just a builder.
Exactly. This holistic approach lets you market to businesses no matter where they are on their AI journey. It starts with education, basic understanding, risks, benefits.
Okay.
Then use case identification or consulting, doing rapid AI audits, pinpointing opportunities, creating a roadmap. Then you get to implementation, building and deploying. And finally, ongoing optimization and maintenance, managing the systems long term.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a much broader relationship.
And it's key because the current market mostly serves early adopters, right? Only about 16% of the market. The real race is on now to capture the early majority. That's the next 34%.
And they're different.
Yeah, this group is pragmatic. They need proof. They don't jump on trends. They want to see it working for businesses like theirs first.
So personal branding, content marketing becomes absolutely crucial.
Totally. You needed to attract those initial early adopters, build testimonials, get case studies, and then leverage that proof to target the much bigger early majority. It's about being seen as the credible partner they need for their whole AI journey, proving your value every step.
Okay, great. Let's get into the real nitty-gritty then. Practical strategies for actually launching and sustaining your AI agency. First up, client acquisition. The advice seems to be, pick one method, master it. Don't spread yourself too thin.
Right, makes sense.
So options include warm outreach, leveraging existing contacts, friends, family, colleagues for introductions or referrals. Pretty standard starting point.
Then there's LinkedIn content and DMs. Posting valuable stuff, engaging with people who respond, and then direct messaging those who seem interested. Very effective for attracting those curious early adopters, right where they hang out professionally.
You could also try cold email, targeted outreach, or a different angle, doing free work for charity or nonprofit projects. A great way to get initial experience testimonials without the pressure of a paying client.
Good for the portfolio, and good for the soul, maybe. Then for those willing to invest, paid ads, Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, Meta ads can be super lucrative, but yeah, requires budget and testing.
Right. Other methods mentioned, leveraging school communities, finding those hyper-targeted groups for networking, attending expos and events for high-density, face-to-face networking.
And finally, the one that makes many people shudder, cold calling.
Yeah. Terrifying maybe,
Yeah.
but potentially highly effective for direct outreach to decision makers.
Okay, so you get some interest. Now, pricing your services.
Mhm.
Early on, the key message is Prioritize experience and case studies over money.
Right. Get the proof first.
Yeah, take free or low-cost projects initially. Think of it as investing in your agency's future reputation. Build that invaluable proof.
Then, once you have successes, you can move to cost-plus pricing. Apply a profit margin, maybe a 2x markup over your costs. For payments, the recommendation is 50% upfront, 50% on completion.
Be really clear in the contract what completion actually means. Avoid disputes later.
Good point. And manage expectations. Consumer AI like ChatGPT sets a really high bar. Clarify what your custom solutions will actually do. Maybe use graphical mock-ups to show the scope and interface.
Absolutely crucial. Now, about hiring your first developer. Why do it? Well, either because you lack the technical expertise yourself or to free up your time to focus on growing the business.
And you're looking for these AAA developers. What does that mean again?
It's that hybrid skill set. They need proficiency in no-code, low-code platforms.
Yeah.
Zapier, Make, VoiceFlow, Relevance AI, and a solid understanding of traditional AML concepts. They're the ones who can bridge the gap from idea to practical solution, often without heavy coding.
Okay. Where do you find them?
Online communities are highlighted. Liam Otley's free school community apparently has many developers looking for opportunities.
Good tip. And compensation.
Can start with revenue share, 20–30% for contractors, then transition to fixed salaries for full-time roles as you scale. Partnerships are also a strong option, finding someone whose skills really complement yours.
Right. And before taking any project, the advice is to ask 3 key questions to scope it right and manage expectations.
Yeah, these are fundamental. 1, what data will the system use or integrate? 2, what are the expected inputs of the system? And 3, what are the expected outputs?
Data inputs, outputs. Got it. Gives you a clear initial picture, helps avoid miscommunication.
Definitely. Finally, let's touch on contracts.
The legal stuff.
Yeah. While they are legally binding, the practical reality, especially for lower ticket projects, is that they can be like just a piece of paper because legal enforcement is expensive.
So the trust, the relationship is key.
Exactly. The human element is vital. But you still absolutely need clear terms, scope, deliverables, compensation, client responsibilities all laid out. It protects both parties and just provides a clear framework for how you'll work together. It's about clarity first, legal muscle second.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what does this mean for you, the listener? We've explored this, frankly, incredible opportunity in the AI agency space. We've seen how accessible it might be, even for beginners. And we've laid out a pretty clear roadmap for starting and scaling.
Yeah, it really comes down to leveraging that massive knowledge gap that businesses are facing, positioning yourself as the guide they desperately need to figure out this new AI landscape.
Stepping back for a moment, thinking bigger picture, the world is clearly moving through a huge tech adoption cycle with AI.
No doubt about it.
Businesses are getting more and more dependent on experts to navigate this transition effectively. And as you said, the race is on to serve that early majority. The proof, the case studies you build now, those are going to be your most valuable assets later on.
They absolutely will be. They prove your capability to that wider, more pragmatic audience that's coming next.
So this raises, I think, a really important question. If not now, then when? The opportunity to become one of these AI transformation partners, helping businesses from basic education all the way to ongoing optimization, it's vast and it's expanding fast.
Right.
And you don't need to be a coding genius. You just need to be maybe one step ahead, armed with the right knowledge, and crucially, willing to actually take action.
The world genuinely needs more skilled AI service providers. This deep dive, hopefully, has armed you with the insights, the blueprint to get started. It really feels like it's time for you, if this resonates, to step up and claim your slice of the action. Help small businesses not just survive, but actually thrive in this new AI era.